What's up, dude?
What's up?
Welcome back.
Yeah,
Episode 3 of the Dog Days podcast.
filmed in the third
Third
location.
location, but
Yeah,
I like switching it up.
yeah, it's been cool.
Like we said, this is spontaneous, and we're even struggling to figure out what to talk about today. Because
Yeah, we spent 45 minutes trying to figure out what we're going to talk about today so far, and have come up with
yeah,
just about nothing.
just about nothing. But we thought this would be a quick storytelling podcast. So, um, Zach, you and I are both not are both, but
We're
we spend a little bit of time bartending just to make some extra money.
hmm
Um, and we thought it would be a good idea to tell a couple stories from that. And I'm sure we'll branch off talking about something else because I'm the biggest rambler of all time.
we
So,
do love to yap.
yes. So, you got any good stories of customers acting up or something when you were bartending?
Yeah, I got a really good one actually. So, my second bartending job, it wasn't my first place. I moved to a different bar after about a month and a half, 2 months of bartending, and I got to this bar and it was in a small town and it was for a older clientele mostly.
Like, how
Uh,
old?
I would say probably 40 to 60.
Not old. It's not,
I mean, when
depending on who's
older than
listening out there,
us,
it's
yeah.
not that old.
So so I was working there for a while and I had a lot of the older ladies hitting on me constantly. Like most of them were not like disrespectful about it in any way, but
Yeah.
there was this one particular lady who she would come up, she'd always be like staring me down in the bar, like, and she wouldn't talk to me. I'm like, good God, like, I'm just not comfortable right now. Like, and it takes a lot to make me uncomfortable. So, so for, so for this lady to be staring me down and me being like, I do not want to be in this situation right now, that takes a lot.
Yeah.
But after about a month and a half of working there, she came up to me while I was outside picking up some glasses just while I had some downtime. She walks over to me and she said something along the lines of like, hey, like, I heard you're single. And I'm like, yeah, that would be correct. And she goes, well, would you want to do something sometime? And I'm like, no, you're married. Another big part of the story is that she's married. And I see her with her husband all the time. So, and her husband's like out, like literally like maybe 10 feet away. Like, not necessarily within earshot, but like I can see him while she's asking me if I'm single and wanting to do have some fun. And I'm just like, no, I
Maybe
don't
she was a
I
swinger.
don't get with married women. And she was like, oh no, it's okay. My husband's okay with it. And I was like, no, I don't get with married women. Like I'm not what are we doing? I mean, she also just wasn't really my type. My type is someone who's my own age, not not
At
40
least
years older than me.
relatively similar.
Yeah, relatively similar. I'd like them to be within the same decade.
Yeah.
Up, not down.
Not down. No. Definitely not
Not
down.
down.
Jeez.
So
Good, good, good
I
clarification.
sure hope nobody clips that. That was a pretty good one. But no, dude, I was just like, it's like, what are we doing? Your husband's right there. Why? Why? She's like, oh, like we're swingers, and I was like, I don't want to sleep with a married woman. Like I'm just not. That's not where I'm at in my life. But well, I've been talking about that. You thought of any good stories so far from your bartending
That was the
experience?
end of your story.
Yeah, pretty
Oh,
much.
I thought there was gonna be some crazy ending.
No,
There normally is.
no. The crazy part was that I had a married woman try to get with me 10 feet from her husband. That was
I do have a good one.
all
So
right.
I used to bartend at this like sushi restaurant slash bar or whatever, and that job sucked because it was open 11 to 2, 7 days a week. Who does that, bro? Like 11 a.m. to 2 in the morning. To clarify, whoever
Yeah.
does that every single day of the week is absolutely heinous. But whatever. So it was like fourth. It wasn't 4th of July exactly, I don't think, but around then. So
hmm
everybody was going out on the lake and uh, whatever. and it was around here,
Mm-hmm.
and you could tell. So 3 people came in. It was 2 women and a man. They were probably around like their mid 40s ish, maybe 50. And our DJ at the time, like he doesn't take song requests, so it was the weirdest thing ever. They walked in like you could tell that they were hammered, and she flipped me off for some reason. I don't know what, but I was just like, okay, whatever. So I walked by, like it was busy, like I keep doing my thing. It was middle of the day too, like not middle of the day, but like 5 p.m., 6 p.m. And I'm doing my thing, like I'm working, whatever. And I could tell they were hammered, right? So she did that already, and then they sit down at the bar. So I finally get to them probably like a minute later, and I'm like, hey, like, can I get y'all some drinks, or can I get y'all started with something else other than water? And she was like, we need some drinks. So, but before this, like I had saw them walk in, and I went back to the manager at the time, and I was like, dude, I'm not serving these people. They're already being disrespectful. Like he was like, okay, that's fine. So they're like, we need some drinks, and they all go through their order, and she's like, I need a Tito's and whatever, and the guy in the middle is like, yeah, let me get a tequila, tequila soda, like whatever they all wanted, right? So then in that moment, I had to tell them, unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to serve you alcohol today. And uh, before that, the guy had said, yeah, what's up, boy? Like, called me boy, but in a disrespectful way, not like being what's up. Like, I was like, okay, what is wrong with this dude? So then that's why I told him, I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to serve you. And he goes, and why is that? And I was like, and he goes, you know what? Maybe we just got up on the wrong foot. He stands up and puts his hand out like to shake my hand. I was like, I'm not gonna shake your hand. And he was like, why not? And I was like, because you come in here, um, you all are acting disrespectful, like call me boy, obviously clearly y'all have had something to drink before this, and it's my right to, not serve you, because once I do, if something happens to you afterward, then it's my liability technically, and I'm not going to take that risk. And the guy goes, the women were all pissed off, whatever, obviously. And the guy goes, I'm an ex-Marine. And I was like, okay, thank you for your service. And he was like, you know what, buddy? And I'm gonna get explicit a little bit here, but I have to tell the story. He goes, "You're a little piece of shit." And I was like, "Thank you, sir." And I was just, dude, like when people get mad at you and you just be nice to them, like they get even more mad. And he goes, "You know what? What time you get off work?" I said, "Same time it closes every day, 2 a.m." And he was like, "You want to meet me in the parking lot? Because I'll teach you how to go fuck yourself." And he's like, "And if I ever see you outside of this place, I'm gonna teach you how to go fuck yourself." He was like, "Come around the bar, come around the bar." I was like, "Do you really want me to?" And he was like, and then he wouldn't answer, but he was like, "I'll teach you how to go fuck yourself," all this stuff. He's like, "Where's your manager?" Blah blah blah. And at that day, like I was manager on duty,
Mm-hmm.
but our GM was still there, and I was like, "Well, technically, I'm the manager right now, but the general manager's here if you'd like to speak to him. He's right over there." And he goes and talks to him, and the GM tells him to get out, like whatever. And then he was leaving, and they all just flipped me off, like told me to go f myself, all that stuff. But dude, he got so. I think that was like that's just a reflection on those type of people. Like he got so pissed off and so offended that I wouldn't serve him alcohol because he was that messed up.
That
And he literally like, bro, he was like leaning over the counter, like ready to fight me. I'm like, dude, what are you gonna do? Like, I don't care that you're an ex-marine. And no, he went. Last thing, sorry, he went and told the GM, um, like I'm an ex-marine. They treat me like this, and the GM literally goes, "Good for you. Get the hell out of my store." It was really funny.
that reminds me, my second to last day bartending at my last job. It was Friday night, maybe Saturday night, because no, it was Friday night because I was working the next Sunday, and that Sunday was my last day. So I'm working, serving drinks, and one of my regulars comes up and is like, "Hey, like I'm grabbing a White Claw for X. Like, can you just put it on our tab?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure," because she normally drinks White Claws.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, nothing seems out of the ordinary here. And then towards closing time, the girl who he got the drink for comes up to me and is like, "Hey, like, why is this drink on my tab?" And I'm like, "Because your friend came up and like brought it for you and told me to put it on your tab, so I did." And she's like, and she starts throwing a fit. Like,
What is that
I
noise?
don't know what that noise is.
That was weird.
That was weird. But she's throwing a fit, like cussing me out, like you shouldn't just give a drink like and have someone put on their tab and this that and that. I used to be a bartender and like I would never do that. I'm like, dude, this is what you drink every single time. Every single time you come up to the bar tonight, this is the
Yeah.
drink you get. Your friend came up who I've watched you hang out with all night and got this for you to put on your tab, and she's just laying into me f bombs like fuck you, like who do you think you are, like this and the other. And I literally just looked at her. I go, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you right now. This is my second to last day working this job. I don't give a shit. It's like, I'm like, I do not care. Like, you're being an asshole first and foremost, so I care even less. But I care way less because I'm not gonna be working this job after this. I don't care.
Yeah. You know what I'm ready for, dude? And this, I don't know why this made me think of this, because I have another story about this now. My new restaurant. I'm ready to just stop serving people,
Yeah.
whether it's bartending or so, because I serve now at a really high end restaurant.
Well,
Because
to clarify, serving in the restaurant industry, because technically the careers that we're pursuing, we're still serving people
well,
just
yeah,
in a
but
different way.
yeah. I mean, yeah, like serving in a restaurant.
Yeah.
Because the place I work at, like I said, it's pretty high end, and I would say like a good 90% of the people that come in are really cool
Mm-hmm.
and really nice people, but they're that 10%, dude, the most needy, nitpicky, like entitled people. I can't comprehend it
It
because
ruins it for you
it ruins
too.
everything. Because it makes me like not well. I try to stay focused on like the good, like 80%, 90% of people that are nice. But the other night at the restaurant I work at, we do like a lot of team service. So like I can run other people's food out to their table, like bring their food out to their table, or bring out a drink to somebody else's table. So I brought this drink out to this table, and it was a dirty martini. And it was supposed to be straight up, not dirty, and so no olive juice. And I set it down. I start walking away, and he goes, like in the middle of dinner rush, "Hey," and I go, you know, and we have to be super respectful, obviously. "Yes, sir." He goes, "No, no, no, this is all wrong." And they had just sat down, so it's not like he's like, "This is all wrong. It was supposed to be straight up, not dirty, whatever. Like they got it all wrong." I go, "Yes, sir, no problem. I'd love to get you a new one. You know how you want it." And he goes, and they look up, and he goes, "Wait a minute, you're not our server, are you?" I was like, "No, sir, but I can absolutely help you." And he says, "Ah, so you must just be the delivery boy." And I was like, I didn't speak another word. I was just like, bro, I do not, I don't deserve to be talked to like that and not
Yeah.
be able to say something back, or
Yeah.
not necessarily not be able to say something back,
But be in a position
but be
where
in a
you
position
can't speak
where I
freely.
can't. And
And then it's like, why waste your energy on someone like that who's gonna speak to you that way?
that's what I mean. Like, I don't necessarily need to retaliate verbally, but because of the situation I'm in and because I have to listen to other people and do the job that other people are telling me to do, I have to bite my tongue
Mm-hmm.
and I have to go get him the new drink.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
when if I'm working for myself and somebody talks to me that way, I'm not doing business with them anymore.
No, and you shouldn't.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm tired of, and I'm just excited that's why I'm trying to work so hard, dude, to get out of this.
Yeah,
Because
I
I'm tired of
definitely.
listening to freaking people just pricks.
Yeah, it's like that when I umpire too.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like,
Tell the story about somebody cussing you out almost at an 8U game.
yeah, so I was umpiring 8-year-old baseball, like 8-year-old travel baseball, mind you, which shouldn't exist in the first place. Like, you shouldn't be playing travel ball till you're 16, in my opinion. But
I'd say like 12.
Yeah,
I started when I was 10, but I'd say 12.
I started when I was like 14, and I still felt like I started too early. I felt like I could have used that time to develop
I mean, yeah,
myself as a player instead of going out and sitting on the bench all day.
true.
But
But anyway, sorry.
anyway, so I'm umpiring this game, and I make one call that didn't go in this team's way. I mean, it was like a bang bang play, really close. I saw it really well though, so I ended up making I made the right call. I saw it, like it was very clear. It's not like I wasn't paying attention and I just guessed. Like I very clearly saw that this kid was out. So I gave him these out, and the coach is like hollering at me like, "What are you doing?" Like he was saying, like he's like,
8U, bro.
and I'm just like, yeah. And I'm pretty sure this is like some blowout game too. Like this team is absolutely getting throttled. It ended up being like the run rule happened in like the fourth or fifth inning. Like this team is just getting throttled. And he's like arguing, and I'm just like, I just run back to my position. I don't say a word to him because you're taught like if they're not coming out to you, like you don't have to talk to them. Like you
Right.
can just go stand out there. And then I had another really close play, like maybe an inning or two later. Because this is like right at the start of the game that the first one happened. And I'm like, oh God, here we go. And another play happened that also didn't go in their way. Runner, it was like a kid slid in at third, and he got under the tag. I mean, the kid tagged him on like the
Yeah.
chest. So I mean, his feet are like on the bag as he's tagging him. So I give him the safe call, and the same guy just explodes. He's like, "That's two. That's two calls that you've absolutely screwed us on. Like you can't do that." And I'm like, and he like this time he's like coming up to me.
How old is this guy? If you had to guess, like 40s, 50s?
No, mid to late 30s.
Oh, okay.
No, he's a younger dude. I mean, their kids are 8. Like they're like, I would say he's probably late
Late 30s,
30s
yeah.
at the most. I mean, these guys are all younger. He's blowing up on me. He's like, "You got those calls wrong. Like you're screwing us." And I just say, in my opinion, the guy was safe.
You're like, screw off, bud. Pound sand.
I really wanted to look and be like, "Pound sand, brother." I mean, but you can't. You got to be nice about it. You got to be respectful. And then when we get done with the game, like it was the last day he was there, he's like, "Hey, like, sorry about that, man. Like I had to, like I got to do it for the kids." I'm like, "Yeah, man, I get you. I get it." He's like, "Hey, at least you don't have to deal with me anymore, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man, absolutely."
You're like, yeah,
He's like,
you had
"Yeah,
to
I
do it
don't.
for the 8U
Yeah,
kids.
yeah. Like we're gonna scream at an umpire for making a judgment call on a very close play that was right.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, we can't send this to New York to figure out."
I think that this, like all these stories that we told so far, just go to show like how ridiculous people are.
Not people, just how people can be, not how people are.
Sure.
Because it's not like,
But no, yeah, some people can be ridiculous, man.
yeah,
They take things so serious that just are not that serious. I think life is important to take seriously, but there are a lot of parts of life that are not important to take that serious, and they just freak out over
Yeah.
things like not getting served an alcoholic beverage
yeah,
or their 8-year-old son being called out when he was
right.
safe.
It's like insane, dude. I'm looking at a bird right now. I think it's a woodpecker.
Where?
It's up on that tree.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Bro's going
While
to
you were
work.
talking, well, I thought in my mind, I was like, man, it is a slippery sloped bird watching. I've noticed this within the last like couple months. Like I look at birds, I'm like, oh, like what kind of bird is that? Where it's like,
Well, this is really peaceful right now.
yeah, but like a while ago, I would be like, bird watching is so stupid. So I saw
You're maturing.
yeah.
You're becoming a grandfather.
I had seen a post about it, about how like it's a slippery slope from thinking bird watching is dumb to being like, oh, is that a blue crested whatever?
Bird watching is not something I've gotten into, but I've definitely noticed my dad lore increasing.
Yeah, I've definitely noticed. I'm doing more and more dad things.
Yeah. Like I like black coffee now, and 2 years ago, if you stuck a coffee in front of me with 1,000 pounds of sugar, I wouldn't drink it.
Yeah,
Like I like just bitter things
I
now
started drinking wine. That's been
because of me.
yeah. You offered me a wine on a cruise ship, and I thought it tasted like crap. And I tried another wine. I was like, oh, that's pretty good, not bad.
Well, I tried to tell you that people love wine.
People do love wine. It's definitely been interesting. The other thing too is like I've gotten away from like drinking to drink, like just to have a drink in my hand or to get drunk or whatever. Like I don't even like getting drunk anymore. I just drink because I enjoy the taste of a beer. And I'm drinking IPAs now, which is a little weird.
My dad will very much disagree.
Really?
My dad hates beer so much.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. Which I mean, I understand.
Like I don't drink light beer anymore. I won't do it. I don't think it tastes good.
Miller Lite used to be your favorite.
Oh yeah, I used to be like, oh, I'll always love Miller Lite. Like it's my favorite beer. And now I'm like, nah, I will probably never drink another Miller Lite again. Why don't you give me the double IPA and we'll have one and be done.
Yeah. I like IPAs.
They're good. Some of them
Yeah.
are really good. Some of them are not really
A lot
good.
of people hate them, but I like them.
It's an acquired taste. For
Oh,
me,
gosh,
it was
yeah.
like, huh?
I said, oh God, yeah.
Yeah, it's like you build into it, and then once you like it, you're like, these are really good. Like there are some that I get where I'm like, this is terrible. Like I don't know why anyone would drink this.
Huh.
And then there's some where I'm like, this is like
Yeah,
delicious.
I have found, and again, we're getting off topic, but is there really a topic?
No, today
This is
there's no topic.
topicless. But every week that goes by, I enjoy things more and more that I used to be like, I don't know how people enjoy those things.
Totally.
I like getting up early in the morning and sitting there and reading or sitting outside. It's just so, like right now, I could sit here and just chill.
Yeah, I could easily sit
and
out here for
feel-
hours and just vibe.
Feel the breeze and the birds chirping, and it's so peaceful. But I've also noticed recently, more than before, that my brain never shuts off anymore. Like I honestly have, I don't know what happened to me. I swear, dude, I don't know what happened. I've always been more of a like, not high strung person, but bro, I'm like Mr. Chill
Yeah.
a lot of the time. But for some reason, ever since I've really started focusing on business and
Mhm.
trying to like grow myself as a person, it's actually gotten almost bad to the point where my brain never shuts off and I can't sleep anymore. Like in the last week, 7 days,
hmm
I've probably slept a total of like 35 hours, which is an average of 5 hours a night,
Yeah.
right? But I feel fine. I don't know, I can't sleep anymore.
You're having a
because
hard time falling asleep at night. So
my
I
brain is just
yeah.
going all the time, bro.
So this is something, because I have relatively bad ADHD.
Yeah.
This is something I've struggled with for my
I mean,
entire
maybe
life.
I do too, and I don't know.
So for
but-
me, the thing that I've recently started doing that really cut my sleep time down is I started listening to white noise. I put on a speaker when I go to sleep.
I've tried putting the TV on, and that seems to help a little bit.
I can't have the TV on.
TV doesn't work?
No, because I'll sit there and I'll watch it, and like I can't fall asleep while I'm watching because I get
okay.
invested into whatever I'm watching.
Well, you know what's funny is about the white noise?
Mhm.
For some reason, when I let that play, it almost like creeps me out.
Really, I
The,
do.
the full darkness with like the noise.
Yeah,
For some reason, it creeps me out.
I do. I have this playlist called 10 Hours of Continuous Rain, and it's literally just rain, and it's awesome. It is. I get the best sleep of my life now, and
I tried one of those, but it had thunder and stuff.
Oh no, I don't. I'll
And
send you the
I
one
don't
that
like
I have because
I'll try it.
it's just rain, no thunder or anything like that, and I'm out in 20 minutes,
But
easily.
last thing I'll say, and I guess we can end it on this, is the older I'm getting, for some reason now my brain is going 8 million miles an hour all the time, and I'm finding enjoyment more in the relaxing things.
Yeah.
I used to hate sitting and reading or having a coffee, and because I felt like it was a waste of time, or it was a waste of I guess a waste of time. But now, sitting and chilling, now not wasting time like on my phone, but sitting and chilling and reading or
And
doing
just
something
being present
where
and
my mind is
enjoying.
off,
Yeah.
is like the biggest gift in the world, because I just can't stop thinking ever.
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, I'm someone who's always thought a lot. My brain's always on and running through ideas. So I'm used to it, and I enjoy that part of it, of like
Yeah.
thinking of new ideas all the time and letting my brain kind of run rampant. But it does, like, it has been cool to kind of dip into the relaxing and not being on the phone while I'm out, and just like laying on the boat listening to music, or being out here sitting on the beach and just kind of relaxing and watching
Yeah.
the water.
And last thing I'll say, I really am trying to make a. This is something maybe we could talk about in the next episode.
Mhm.
Is yeah, this is what we should talk about next episode. The transition, because the world has become so digital. I'm trying. I think a lot of people are doing the same. The desire to get away from it.
Yeah.
The desire to turn the phone off and get away from all the digital stuff. So it's funny how the world seems like it's going through a bit of a blip in the radar where there
Mhm.
was no technology and technology spiked,
Mhm.
and now it's our whole lives. And speaking from experience, and maybe you think so too, and we won't speak on it more so we can talk about it next week,
Yeah.
but I just want to get off of it now,
Mhm.
because it was so much, and
Yeah,
it just consumes our lives now.
Yeah, I've been making a conscious effort to try and get away from it. I've not been doing very well, but
Well,
I have been making a
maybe
conscious effort to
maybe
get off
over
social
the
media.
next week we can work on it, and we'll revisit this topic and we'll talk about it more.
Sounds good, man.
All right. Well,
Absolutely.
this was a bit of a makeshift episode, but
They're not all
ended
going
up
to be
being all right.
perfect. Yeah,
And
it wasn't bad.
again, we just do it so we can sit down and talk, and we don't see each other much anymore. So
Yeah.
good to see you.
Yeah, it was good to see you too. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next time.